Damn. I wish this shit that moves crowds, making every ghetto foul.
Oh, so he's rapping the perspective of him being a gun.
It was written Nas' second album. He had a song where he was the gun.
That's insane.
That was insane. And honestly, this doesn't even sound like a 20-year-old song.
No,
this
but
sounds like what?
I'm still
5 years max?
I'm still just in awe. That entire verse was from the viewpoint of the gun.
Oh shit, it was.
Yeah.
It was one of those things that had a strong impression on hip-hop culture at that point. It was like a song that was like, wow, like it had good metaphor, it was strong, and it gave you a visual. And he's one of the great storytellers.
Under car seats, they sneak me in clubs, been in the hands of mad thugs.
Nas told me on this album, I want to do a song where I'm like a gun.
When Nas came into the game with Illmatic in '94, it debuted at number 12 on the Billboard charts and only sold 60,000 copies in its first week. But word of mouth was spreading fast on how ahead and lyrically better than anything out at the time it was.
I had the Illmatic on bootleg, the shit was so ahead, but we was all dead.
It started taking the world by storm, and all of his peers knew he was gonna be a force to be reckoned with. To come out of the gate dropping what could arguably be one of, if not the greatest hip-hop album of all time, could be a gift and a curse, cause how you gonna top that? Well, Nas would make us wait 2 years for the release of his next studio album, It Was Written, which is extremely solid in its own right, and is definitely a classic, and is still his most sold album, believe it or not, with over 3 million album sales, and Illmatic at over 2 million. I'm assuming it's because it came after Illmatic, everybody wanted to know what it was gonna sound like. I'm assuming it's mostly because of the song If I Ruled the World though.
If I ruled the world, imagine that.
Which at the time was his first big radio hit single, and to this day is still one of his biggest hits commercially. But what I really made this video for was for a song on It Was Written called I Gave You Power.
I might have took your first child, scarred your life, crippled your style. I gave you power.
Originally titled Gun, said DJ Premier.
So at the temporary time, it was called Gun. But if you turn this sideways, it actually says I gave you power. If you look deep enough, it says I gave you power. You see that?
Bro, when I first heard this song, I couldn't believe what I was listening to. I had to run it back like 3-4 times, with me reading the lyrics as I'm hearing it every time. Cause I never heard anything like that. The concept of humanizing an object, to me, just blew my mind. It's a story about an actual gun and its first person perspective and what it goes through. It's insane. The storytelling is crazy, poetry crazy. Now in my opinion, the song slightly gets diminished a bit. Well, not diminished because it's still amazing regardless. I'm not sure what word to say exactly, but due to Nas saying in the beginning of the track, it's like I'm a gun. It's like I'm a motherfucking gun. I can't bro, I wish he didn't say that.
Like I'm a gun. It's like I'm a motherfucking gun. I can't believe this shit.
Yeah, it would have took longer for people to realize that he was talking through a perspective of a gun, but I think the shock value would have been a lot bigger because people would have been like, oh shit. Like, you know what I mean? But I get why he said that. It's so the listener right away could understand he's talking about that, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments how you feel about that. Should he have said that in the beginning or not? But yeah, how something this creative could make you daydream such a vivid image in your head is pretty crazy.
Besides me is bullets, 2 vests and then a 9 is a grenade in a box.
The song was produced by DJ Premier. Executive producer Steve Stout said it was a challenge getting both Premier and Nas in the studio due to them being so busy and in different areas usually. So when he did get them together, he left them alone for quite a while. When Steve came back to the studio, he was so impressed with the song that he stole the cassette and put it in his car to listen to it. And Nas got tight about that. He quickly called Premier saying, "Where the f is my tape?" Stout then drove back to Queensbridge to return it. That's wild. The song even made Tupac inspired to make his own version of a concept like that with his song Me and My Girlfriend.
Me and my girlfriend bustin' fell in love with the struggle, hands on the steering wheel.
Man, I Gave You Power, that track is legendary and one of Nas's many conceptual tracks where he really does something special to a song. Another track that blew my mind like this was his song off Stillmatic, Rewind, which I can make a video on that eventually too, but yeah. What was your reaction when you first heard I Gave You Power? Let me know in the comments, fam, and I'll check you guys in the next video. Peace.